Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our discussion of point-slope form. Today we're going to be examining point-slope form and how we can find the equation of a line simply by knowing the slope and the point, and we can do it in a really simple manner. So let's start by looking at this. We have our slope here, which is given as 2. Remember that oftentimes we can represent slope using the variable m. That's going to be oftentimes used. We also have this point here, and the point is 3, 4. Okay, so some people might say, well, don't we have this equation where we can use y equals mx plus b, and we can just start plugging in the y and the x and the m, and then we find the b? Yes, but that takes quite a bit of time. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to simply use the equation y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Okay, now this y sub 1 and this x sub 1 might confuse some people, but I want you to understand it's not confusing at all. Really, all it means is that we're going to, y sub 1 is literally just the first x value that we're given, x sub 1 is the first x value we're given, and y sub 1 here is the first y value we're given. Look at that. So super, super simple, right? Now, to find the equation of the line, all we have to do is we go y minus y sub 1. Well, what did we say y sub 1 was? Well, we said that was 4, right? That's the y value. In a coordinate pair, it's x, y, right? So x is first, y is second. So we take we take y minus y sub 1 equals, well, what's our m value? Well, that was given to us as 2 times x minus, what's x sub 1? X sub 1 is 3. Okay, now we have that. Now, all we're going to do is use the distributive property and distribute these two terms. So now we're going to have y minus 4 equals 2x minus 6. Now, what do? Well, we need to manipulate, and we want to ultimately get to this equation up here. This point-slope form equation is what we're looking for. And that means we need to have y over by itself on this side. So we need to get y standing alone. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, we can add 4 to both sides. We can add 4 to both sides. Okay, so now we have y equals 2x, negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. Y equals negative 2x plus 2. And guess what? That's the answer. So ultimately, point-slope form is a really simple way to find the equation of a line. It's much more simple than trying to go up to this equation up here and using the y-intercept, and that turns into a mess. So you can simply use point-slope form, which we already said right here. This is point-slope form. Keep that in mind. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. It's really simple. Remember that y sub 1 is not anything more than just the y value you're given. X sub 1 is not anything more than the first x value you're given. You give m as 2, use the distributive property, manipulate to get y standing alone, and you are set. Thanks for listening, guys. That's point-slope form with Abigail Snyder.